Good afternoon everyone. My name is Prakhar Agrawal. I am a PGPX student at the MYRA School of Business, and today we have with us Dr. Radhakrishna. He is a managing partner at FAV Partners USA. He is a visiting faculty at MYRA and teaches us a course on financial accounting. A very warm welcome to you, sir.
Thank you.
So what brings you to MYRA all the way from US, and how has been your experience with MYRA so far?
Well, I started coming to MYRA. I've been teaching from the inaugural batch. I was introduced to MYRA by Rajiv Sinha, the former dean, and he convinced me that I should come here. I was also looking for a platform where I could do something in India, which could hopefully help people in India, and this sounded like a good opportunity. And Mysore is a great place, so what more can you ask for? So everything seemed to fall in place.
Okay. Sir, how has been your experience with MYRA so far? It's been around 3 years since you have been coming here.
MYRA is a startup,
Yes.
and so it's been exciting to watch how the startup is progressing. I think it's still work in progress, but it's making such a fantastic institution, and so it's been a lot of fun.
Okay. Sir, being an immersion model, how different is MYRA's curriculum from other international institutions that you have been part of? And what are the positives that we can take out from this model?
The immersion model is obviously not new. Some of the other places I go to, I have done immersion courses, which is one of the reasons why I found it convenient to come here when I was invited. The immersion model obviously requires that you have to be able to package it right, because there is a certain limitation of mind's ability to process that much information within a week or 2 weeks. It's got to be packaged right, so you have to have faculty who is capable of doing it, and it's also a burden on the students. You have to be able to make sure that the students can handle it. The advantage of doing the immersion model for MYRA is that the students are getting the benefit of being able to get faculty from different places. It would be impossible for me to come and stay here for a whole term, but I can do it for 2 weeks. So may I ask you a question about this? So you've been doing the immersion model, and what do you observe about how it's affected the way you learn compared to what you've done before?
So, as I have already told you that I am a PGPX student, so I have already worked in the industry, so I'm used to being burdened with work. So it's kind of comparatively easy for me as a student to get used to working in this kind of environment. Plus, it's a positive that I can learn everything in a very short span of time. So I think it's a very good platform for us.
One other thing I must mention is that the course that's offered out here is pretty much the same that you would get in some of the top institutions around the world, and that's a benefit you're getting. And in fact, I really don't know that much about what other schools in India do. I would say that's a big advantage you're getting in MYRA that you're probably not going to get in most other schools.
Okay. So how relevant is the knowledge of financial accounting to a manager who is from a non-accounting background?
Especially to a manager from a non-accounting background, it's really important. Can you ever imagine being a CEO of a company without knowledge of your finances or accounting? So if you have aspirations of managing something or being an entrepreneur or doing anything where you are going to lead a team of people, you have to know about finance and financial accounting. This is like a must. That's why it's a core course in the business school.
Yeah, absolutely. Sir, you are at the pinnacle of your field. So how difficult or easy it is for you to make students understand the basics of accounting? Isn't it like teaching ABCD to kids?
Teaching ABCD to kids is always challenging.
Yeah.
And it's challenging, especially when people come from different backgrounds. So yeah, it's a challenge and you must enjoy it, otherwise you shouldn't do it. So,
Okay. So how is accounting different from finance? As a student, if I want to specialize in finance, is it a prerequisite for me to be an expert in accounting?
Well, if you have 5 years of experience, so did you have a separate accounting and finance department in your company?
No, it's the same.
It's usually not different. If you go to any company, there is one department. It's typically called finance, but they also do all the accounting. And that's pretty much it. So you have to know both. You can't say, I'll do this, I'll do that, but you know.
So what should be the level of accounting expertise should we have?
Well, you have to think about what you use accounting or finance for. So if you have an organization, the main purpose of the organization is not to do accounting or finance, unless you're a chartered accountancy firm or something. Your job is to add to what your firm is doing, which could be manufacturing or could be consulting. So that's your main job. And the accounting or finance function is something that is going to enhance what you do. And so a lot of it is in the reporting. It's in, for the management to know whether they're doing the right job or not. And for your people who are funding you to know whether they are getting their money's worth or not. And also, along the way, you can even think in terms of, whether you have the right capital structure to enhance the return to your shareholders. So the last bit that I mentioned is really more finance. And the first part of what I mentioned is really more accounting. But you need the two to be together.
Okay.
Yeah.
So are there any suggestions that you would want to give to the students of MYRA or to the business community, business student community as a whole?
I wouldn't dare to tell anything to the business community as a whole, but the students of MYRA, I would say that this is a great institution. You can see it, when you come and see this place, you can see the love and care and the attention that has gone into creating this institution. And, but once the students come here, they are part of the brand, and they have to make sure that this place does well, and in the process they will do well too.
Thank you very much, sir. It was a pleasure talking to you.